and just enjoying life. Really, the first time I used the Scrambler myself, I felt a kind of very special sensation. I said, it's like being on holiday. You have just a handlebar, a fuel tank, two wheels, and it's a very simple way, and you look around, and it was a beautiful day. So actually, this kind of feeling is what we want to get into Scrambler. But because actually Ducati, it's within Scrambler and they are together. Ducati is also about technical development and evolution. So when you put the land of joy and the evolution together, you get the joy evolution. And the joy evolution is exactly what drives to get the new Scrambler icon that we just made the international launch. And we would like to see a small video with you together.
Okay guys, this is Radio Scrambler. We are the Shazami. It's my brother Joshua.
My brother Sasha. We're playing a couple of songs for you.
So I think that you would agree with me that actually seeing this video and this image makes for us that are passionate about motorcycle this kind of freedom and spirit which is typical of the Scrambler brand. And just to recap a while what we've done, we've taken an iconical product that was typical of the 70s or late 60s for Ducati, and we have taken into contemporary design kind of iconical design with contemporary technology, and that was back in 2014. Now in 2019, we are offering a project which has a lot of development. It's keeping the same easy to use, the same spirit of being accessible, and to be kind of the ambassador, what we call the land of joy, is the core pillar of the product. But we wanted to kind of add on the core value some bit more of technology. And so when you look in detail, it's the same product with a lot of improvement. And without getting into all detail, I wish you look at the product kind of close by, because from the hydraulic clutch that makes a kind of easier operation to the new LED indicator, the dashboard in which you find the gear indicator and the fuel tank level, or a very important safety feature which is cornering ABS. Based on my assumption and my understanding, there are no other bike in the same category that offer the same safety feature. Every one of us are very much passionate about motorcycle, but we as an industry, and we as an important player in this industry, take very seriously the safety of all of our customers. And being the Scrambler, typically for more unexperienced rider, we thought it was very important to have on the product this important safety feature. Most of you know that when you make a panic stop with a bike which is leaned and you are not an experienced rider, there is a possibility to crash. And actually, that's the reason why, even if most of the customers of this type of vehicle, they do not even know what cornering ABS is, we wanted to add on the product. there are a lot of finishing detail. So it's basically the same product with a lot of improvement. So wheels, the panel of the fuel tank, the whole engine detail, all the fins and the muffler has been detail improved. There is also a number of improvements in the general behavior of the bike, mainly regarding comfort. We were listening to our customer, and most of them were requiring a higher degree of comfort. So seat and suspension have been improved as well. And so actually, this is to recap what already some of you have experienced to the international press launch that we had a couple of weeks ago. And now we are ready to uncover the 3 bike it's on the back of my stage. As typical for the Scrambler, we have the icon, which is the standard and the base and the most important pillar of the family, and we have variants, so different versions that can have basically the bike experience in different versions. So let's see some footage of the version. So, as you've seen, we have 3 versions of the product. One is a cafe racer, one is a kind of a heritage enduro, and one is a kind of a flat track bike. Let's start seeing the cafe racers. Thank you. So, the cafe racer is derived from the icon, so of course keeps all the improvement that the icon has over the previous model. So everything is about corner ABS, hydraulic clutch, suspension, dashboard, mirrors will be as well on the Cafe Racer and on the other version. This bike is based on the Cafe Racer we already developed, but has a completely new livery inspired by one historical bike of Ducati that was the 125 Grand Prix Desmo. Different from the previous Cafe Racer, it's also equipped with spoked wheels and have a typical, as we've seen, livery. And this is the bike that has been based on inspiration for the graphics. We are ready to uncover the second bike. I ask my assistants to join me on stage, and please let's see the Scrambler Desert Sled. It's a bit more complicated than the previous one, but we got it. So the Desert Sled, I just want to remind you, which is a kind of a real enduro bike. It's a heritage enduro, but it's kind of 200mm stroke suspension, front and rear, and it's a 19mm inch front wheel. And actually the bike has been properly developed in order to have some kind of real off-road. So there are different heritage enduro bike on the market, but not all of them are capable to be taken real off-road. Some of them are just kind of city bikes that looks like off-road. While I want you to look closer on the bike, and actually many of you most probably will have ridden the bike and experience that actually this bike is not only looking, but also can be performant. And I want to kind of also give the information that all the tests and development and on the reliability procedure have been done exactly like in our Multistrada Enduro. So we went through a strong off-road testing. Being this the second version, we are now ready to enter into the third chapter of today. So again, my assistants are here ready, and we are ready to discover the Scrambler full throttle. The Scrambler full throttle, again, rely on the development of a version that already we had in the previous model year, but the graphics is much stronger, and also there are different components that has been inspired by a bike that we are racing in US in the hooligan races. So that is a bike that has been inspiration for us in order to develop this version that really we like so much in this part of the Scrambler family. So again, to recap, we have a bike which is the pillar, which is the icon, which is the center of gravity of the Land of Joy, and three versions in order that everyone can experience the Scrambler spirit where it's more fitting to his own character. And with said so, I ask Marco Biondi to join me back on stage to give you a final hug. Thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you.
Grazie Claudio.